And hello, and welcome back to another season of Skye Reads Shit. This time, we're gonna go through Katawa Shoujo, which I don't really know much of anything about. I know this game, I think was made by 4chan, right? And, it's about girls with disabilities. And, yeah, that's basically it. I've seen, like, little bits and pieces here and there, like, of course, this meme. But, past that, I don't really know much about anything else about this, so, I don't know, I posted a poll in my Discord about whether, like which visual novel-esque game we should be playing next for Skye Reads Shit, and you all vote for this one, so you know what? We're gonna try this out. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started? Ah, snowy. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands, rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing to the cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m. Why? Is there a backwards? Ah, yes, the note I slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, and the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of the dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone's approaching me from behind. Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Oh my god, it's you! Sorry, I don't know who you are. Iwanako. I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line and that was the result? Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Doki doki? Why is it a little red? I mean, I guess it's like it was a heart popping up on screen. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst from my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Yamaku flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Terror? Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, a Wonka running towards me, all of these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of a Wonka screaming for help and the incessant chatter of the branches above. What? Did we pass out from a girl confessing her love to us? You know what? Checks out, I suppose, huh? 4 Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo. Inspiration, right? Whoa. This like classic anime style though. Oh, it looks so good. We went to the hospital from passing out because a girl confessed her love to us, huh? Nah, yeah, that checks out. That makes sense. Is that a... Wait, oh no, it's a vial. For a second there I thought that was a bullet. My American ass was like, hey, yo, they got a bullet in this hospital? Didn't know he was in Canada. F&B animations. This has got some quality to it. I don't know really what I was expecting, but like, I kind of was thinking it was just going to be like pure CGs and PNG type of visual novel. I didn't expect animations. Like, this is a welcome surprise. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Bro literally had a heart attack whenever a girl confessed to him. Crazy. Oh yeah, look, even the, like, in the window in the back, they have, like, petals falling down. Huh. I didn't expect all of that. Honestly, I was kind of expecting this to be, like, relatively bland for backgrounds, right? Like, not a lot of animations, because this is an older one, right? And so, generally speaking, like, whenever I think of an older visual novel, I think of how it's just, like, a still image background, and then, like, still image PNGs that pop up, and, like, have different PNG, like, facial features, like expressions and poses, but that's about it. And that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. Yeah, I don't even know what it means. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It could be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. Said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it's supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. Practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Damn. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, none of my parents came by on a regular basis. Yawanko was the last to stop visiting. I will admit, though, like, this is also a classic visual novel staple right here, having, like... at least it's not a black background, like, at least it's got, like, an actual background art there. But, like, the faded with the text, like, covering the entire screen. Not a huge fan of that design. Like, it's the original style, but, like, I much more enjoy seeing, like, the PNGs on screen and, like, just, like, one text box at the bottom. Personal preference when it comes to VNs. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. I never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. Ooh. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital. Although it was more like a storeroom for books, I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I'd go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. Started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know the day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot. The heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the books aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that only happened rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. This is supposed to be some kind of special occasion. It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers, and setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out, and give your father the prescription." The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Yeah, like... is that just diarrhea? What? I can't understand. It really is starting to... decreased consent... I don't know, that's up moving. That's a lot of words, though. Damn. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but so futile. Can't understand any of it. Turning to only makes me feel sicker. All this, for the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I haven't felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I spoke with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least, not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy. It specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence, while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it really was that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. Looks like I don't really have a choice. Compared to other hard problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This is an opportunity? Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, well, that's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. True, though. One of my colleagues in another hospital was a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? Normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I always thought that my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no, I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Is that us? Act 1, Life Expectancy. Kind of on the nose there with a heart with a bandage on it. Hey! Oh, it's not popping up on screen, but I got achievement. Bundle of Hisao. Finish the prologue. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, gray plaster, sewn into a hole that didn't feel welcoming at all. Is this a real picture, though? Like, it looks like this is a real picture. This doesn't look like an anime style. I wonder if it looked like that gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway going past trees, and the smell of fresh-cut grass and all other park-like things. Pretty big school, though. Like, that's a lot of windows. A lot of windows, and like they seem to be, they could be, like, each of those, like, rows of 3 could be a room itself, a classroom. But not like that's a nice building. Looks European. Words like clean and hygienic pop into mind. Makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Yeah, that's what I was thinking though. Like, this place is kind of, like, really big. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible, instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a common color. So, why am I feeling so anxious despite all the greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous and, with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be... Niki? Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Mutoa. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asks you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yeah, afternoon's probably fine. Should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. They're waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Ooh, we saving. We take all the saves. New save state. Yeah. We are going to be having 1,000,000 saves in this game. Be so for real. Your show image? Oh, you can just get rid of the background. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Sure. Why not? Let's be a go-getter for now. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be the center of attention. Probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. And let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. That makes sense. Mutoa opens the door and enters. Muto. Probably Muto. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. There they are. Huh. Interesting. I don't recognize... I recognize basically only, one student here. Yeah, you can see my mouse. This one right here. I recognize her, but, the rest of them... Yeah, I got no idea. I've never seen the rest of these before in my life. You actually kind of remind me of, that what Hari... The god anime girl. Yeah, that one. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. Man, couldn't even put a little bit of cushion in there. Come on, this is a special school. Stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look like normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's, a little jarring. Oh, I recognize this one too. She's a cutie. I saw this one on, the cover, and I was like, that might be our first romance option. Look at this dude back here. Look at that dude. She's cute too, though. Like sleepy cat vibes. Dr. Wiley, is that you? Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses and goes back to whatever she was doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. You true, anime character right there, huh? Please welcome our newest classmate. Claps his hands, and so does everyone else. Except for one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I feel like I'm gonna be laughing at, the worst things. I'm gonna be so for real with you. We laugh when we are, uncomfortable. We laugh whenever we don't know what else to do. Ha, ha, ha. Anyways. I cringe a little, but I hide it by bowing and thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. Hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. It's exactly like every self-introduction ever. Should say something more exciting. And I'm saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. Listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, but her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. feel bad. You didn't do anything. I mean, it sucks that she's missing a hand, but like, that just happens. We're gonna do some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. That okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Akamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? Teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, alright. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. Shizune! Ah! Oh, it's pink-haired girl. Meh. Be honest with you. Not quite too interested initially. I'm not a fan of the drills, nor pink hair all that much, to be honest with you. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. Take a seat next to her, by the window. Of course it's by the window, huh? Hey, I guess you're Akamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Nah! What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Shia. This is Hakamichi. Shi-chan. Huh? Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. Looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence. But only barely. Yeah, I like this one. I like glasses. She has short, yet carefully and neatly brushed hair. A pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose. Dark blue eyes that seems to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. Peak. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. Start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you?" Nah, yeah, for real, that's... Man is having some laughs at disabled kids' expenses, huh? Crazy work, Teach. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? You are very funny, though. You are very bubbly. I will give you points for that. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon, He-chan, right? He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. Did we say that out loud? Hold up, wait, did we say that out loud? No, we didn't say it out loud. Is she reading my mind? Yo? What's going on with that? I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Nah. Yeah, you look just like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. And Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. I don't speak sign language, I'm sorry. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and, familiarize yourself with it. Why was that a question mark? And she stumbles with the hard word a bit, but it sticks out in her otherwise fluid translation. Oh. Thanks. That would be pretty helpful. Yeah. I just kind of came straight to class today. Nah, that's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. True, though. True. Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? I feel like this girl's got, like, hardcore depression. She's laughing way too much. Like, it definitely makes me think of somebody who's trying to mask depression. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even though I committed myself to going along with it half-assedly. But, anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? Seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, such as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. And another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Oh, blush. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. I'll take that. Yep, Shizune is fine. Okay, it'd be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease, but them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. I like her. Huh? Alright. Haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too! Blush. Shizuna glares at the two of us impatiently. I'll need to know sign language to understand that. True. Okay. I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of both being difficult and unnecessarily long. You gotta love it. Schoolwork in a nutshell, huh? Still, we finished a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. I don't like that painting in the background. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who's beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. I like how we're just calling him Muto, not Mr. Muto or Muto-sensei or anything like that, just Muto. Just like everything else in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Your enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realized that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. Ah, true. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I mean, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but like, just take it. Just take it, man. I pick something up at random and follow Shizuna to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at this food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizuna. Shizune. I'm going to keep calling her Shizuna. Like, accidentally, I feel like. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. About Shizuna's deafness? Ask about the library? Think got everything I need to know? Damn, it's just kind of crazy. But also, it's an option, so like, new save! Let's go! Alright, I'm curious, but at the same time, I feel like this is just messed up to ask about, man. So why don't we talk about the library for now? Yeah. Oh yeah, is there a library in this school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. Oh, come on, reading's fine. There is. It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. Turn to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizuna sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideway glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Damn, okay. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice the conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. Yeah, for real. That would be kind of awkward, huh? We arrived in the classroom early, but we're not the first. Oh, it's this lady. I remember you. Dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk and at the last row. Oh, and off-screen she goes. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. Yeah, seems about right. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizuna either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and, finally, the teacher. Getting to the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me feel like this. I've been feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We gotta hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I had to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? Well, we can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own buildings, so we have to go outside. Not outside, no! We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. I mean, I guess being outside would be really nice for somebody who was stuck in the hospital for like, I don't know how long, but a very long time, months at the very least. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. Of course they would. How's that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Yeah, I knew that a lot of those, like, special schools do have swimming pools for, like, physical therapy. I remember visiting one when I was younger and I was so jealous. I was like, man, I want a swimming pool in my school. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I like how it's not anime backgrounds though. Like it looks like it's a bit painted, but it looks like just like a realistic, not like just a photorealistic picture that just has like a bit of like a paint filter on it. It's a nice stylization choice. Like I do like it. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin underneath the table is overflowing. With used medical utensils, there are at least a dozen coffee cups rings lingering on the desk. Coffee. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Probably has. Why, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can just call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I should probably grab his extended hand. Of course, I shake off my confusion and realize... Wait, what? Oh, his handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Why are you blushing? Huh. This guy likes his job a little too much. Yabe. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? Yeah. He gestures for me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yeah. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, it's like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, like, he's trying to be a little bit like comedic relief here, but like, it doesn't feel good, man. It feels real out of place. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people out of school. Yeah, you'll get used to it. I'm so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceilings, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. yeah, we totally do that. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? And he grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least for the time being. Oh, my lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. Guess I never did it out of a burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. It was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area, and there is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers, with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Well, very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need anything else. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. Quick visit indeed. I end up sitting in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes, they still look one and the same. Yeah, I'm guessing this building on like the left is the auxiliary building and the one on the right's the main building. But they do look like they're connected. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. But then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? One of us. One of us. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. Weariness in me only grows as I trudge along towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. Now yeah, this looks like just straight up like a real picture. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. Oh, yo, graffiti, let's go! The dorm building is so big and made of red brick, like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push myself forward, going inside. That exit sign, though, is definitely not European. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. Same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. The only girls around here are sociable, which is perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, spy room 119. The nameplate on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. The light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy standing in the doorway is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai, I'm moving to the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, what's up, dude? Name's Genji. Hi. I take Genji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled with the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There's some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? It could have been some other people too, you know. Can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? Thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. With that he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. Crazy. Literally, but like, in a funny way. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the front of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. I notice pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Heat-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. Kinda hoped I would have, and there would have been something to do. It's still too early. Put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I don't have anything with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing till I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming in for the entire day too. I still think I am. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now... Bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. That rhymed. It doesn't really say that, but it could well just as well. It's kinda twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? Don't worry. If you get older, you gotta do that anyways, no matter what. With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I've forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk. My numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, till I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink up from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not that much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter and Shizuna's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there were clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains in my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it, and then we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. I don't know how we're going to communicate with her, though, considering I don't know sign language. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. She's so done with our shit right now. Angry. Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? No, I see. That's a good question, Hi-chan. My first thought is that what she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hi-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from around this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizuna, asking her to bail her out. Shizuna adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish, and starts signing hard and heavy. Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizuna's words out at me with a disappropriate amount of pride. Too loud. Makes the head's turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you can play to win prizes. Teacher clears his throat very loudly, battling his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizuna doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without a care. You're in the middle of class, and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right. Hi-chan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizuna look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. And that's the teacher who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Ichan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Her mouth's open. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. No, not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Okay, Chan, perfect! She is, quite an energetic one, isn't she? The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizuna looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all of our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hi-chan. Impossible. Really? Really. I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing, not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizuna can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. Can she not understand? Is she deaf? I was thinking that she was just mute, but no, she might actually just be deaf. Huh. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. Talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe we should face Shizune. I'm used to looking at the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really. Shizuna can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. Oh, she is deaf. I just did not understand. My brain did not understand that at all. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. There's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizuna's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me, as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. She's so cute. Never noticed before about how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. True. Are you sure, Hee-chan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shizuna pushes her glasses up to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings. She quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looks at me expectantly. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? Cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. In my old school, I'd like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizuna and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. Although some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hee-chan, you want to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, Hee-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture, as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Hee-chan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. I'm sorry, Hee-chan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hee-chan, does this mean that you don't have anything in mind already? Not really. Why do I feel like they're going to decide for us? Good, great, that's great, Hee-chan, really great. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council, Why did I see this coming from a mile away? I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. It was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizuna looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha's laughing. Shizuna quickly retakes control of the discussion, in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. We really need to start learning sign language. Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. Should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Yeah, color me surprised. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. Again, color me surprised. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizuna and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about with this. As if reading my mind, Shizuna quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would have obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you too. So you're admitting it. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course, it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all of that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend the time with us after school, Hee-chan? Can't tell if she's being genuine or if this really is just good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So, it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. Damn it. We're always getting brought into, like, the student council, aren't we? Always gotta be working with them. What? No! Aw, see, Shi-chan. Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shi-chan knows me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life's not a game here. Shizuna seems very intrigued by this when Misha assigns it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Wow, that's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. I don't even know what that game is. No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal. Just get me to join the student council, right? Yep. That isn't my goal. What that means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. She can't say prestigious. What is that with pink-haired girls and can't say prestigious or disingenuous? Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizuna's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. Nah, yeah. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? I know that game at least. Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. I don't know about that. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Shi-chan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. Unlike the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. Just the fact that you know what about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan? Shizuna frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me to the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. Never been on one before, or even known anyone who was a member, so it interests me. I kinda like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Looks like Shizuna would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Ah, really, Shi-chan? We can play just for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room, then, Hee-chan. Wait, why there? Because it's where we keep the game. Promise to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizuna to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. Nope, it's her again. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. Yeah. Like, this is that kind of school where that's like a very common thing, huh? Where students will just be in like some sort of, will have some sort of issue going on that they just need to like leave. It makes sense. It makes sense. After school, Shizuna and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. Nice. Feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. It's with the escort. Doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. I like that vibe. What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right. We're just gonna go play a game of Risk. Remember? Risk, take a risk. Goddamn. I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. Start thinking about that when we sit down to play the game. They'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. We could only be so lucky. No, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. That's the kind of risk that we're taking today. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. Well, that's it? Or what, that's it? Makes you guys being so on top of me seems a little silly. It's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown their capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha assigns something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. I have no excuses unlike Shizune. Shizuna opens the door to the student council room, and it's very plain, sparsely decorated, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. You could at least put a pot of plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing about this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? It's just you two, isn't it? Yeah. Nope. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? There is nobody. Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizuna claps her hands together very energetically. Ichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. You want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. That would help. While Misha is talking, Shizuna takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizuna cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizuna's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling myself more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizuna's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Shichan wants you to know that you were taking too long to make a move. Shichan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Oh, this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows to care about the outcome of this game. And anyways, no! Shichan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizuna. She seems to take that as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. I have to wonder if she's actually a student council president, though. Like, I don't know if this is like an actual student council, or if it's just like called that, right? Magnanimous? Doesn't seem to know what that word means, or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizuna, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizuna bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her hated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shichan. Hichan? Shichan says you're going to lose. Tell her, I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. The eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. Oh my god, I didn't even see that until... Yeah, she had like a little cat face going on. I quite like her. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Trapped, it's smarter to play defensively here. She has a point attack aggressively. I mean, I don't really know, man. Where else am I gonna save? Because always save. Like I can't really see the board, so I don't know if it would be to do that. I do like attacking aggressively. But it also definitely sounds like it might be a trap. But I do enjoy being aggressive, so you know what? We just go with it anyways. She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. Nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. If I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizuna seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain some more small countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. I wonder if we would have lost if we kept the defense up. Probably like a nothing choice there, huh? Shizuna adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Very cute. I win! Yay! Just don't need to translate that. It was pretty clear. Don't look so sad, Hichan. You're really giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hichan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. It's a very daring move. Hichan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Hichan? Oh, she liked it, though. She approved of my aggressive tendencies. Yippee! That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. There's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Shi-chan, but that's so demanding. Well, Shizuna leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like a serious person I expected her to be from the start. Yeah, for real. I did not expect her to be this playful. Hee-chan, would you like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. Yeah, like, I would like to go around and, like, meet other students and other clubs and, like, take a look around. All we've really done is hang out with these two, which has been fun. But, like, I don't know. Haven't even taken a look at other clubs yet. Exactly. Spending time with Shizuna and Misha doesn't seem like anything I would hate. Still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hee-chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hee-chan, if you're gonna say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. The playful face is back. Yeah! Shizuna smiles at me in that mischievous way that feels like a twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. Peek. I glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizuna scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How can that be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be open, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye! One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor, one. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. Problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside, and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle on my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain insight of the room, as fast as possible, meek "Hello?" on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, blonde lady. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. Slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Yeah, I just transferred in today. Or yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of my actions. I guess so, huh? I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. Seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to have used a long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities that students in my classes have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizuna and me, some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before settling down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. He seems alright. Oh, we actually have a PNG of us? Wow. As she sits down the tea, I gently take her and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but it seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Same though. I do enjoy tea, but God, coffee is just so good. Nonetheless, the smell is quite nice. Hard to think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Satal. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself with the faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. My. There's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Sorry, guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which use the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, though, such as the art and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing to a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. Never let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. In fact, it seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. And it's already afternoon. Let's look over to the window over her shoulder. I notice the light coming into the room has a distinct orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh, time's gone quickly. Sorry. Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. Seems to come as a surprise for her. Guess she might have lost track of time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something that I should have asked Shizuna when I had the chance, but at least seems likely to know in any case. True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I still have well enough time to get there. Might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hand still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for any more help. I should be able to find it all right. Unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's all right. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. Could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. And she stands up to follow me. She takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. This must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation. Together, we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Still hate that painting. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with a distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost old-world air. Doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says and she says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and, of course, Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Oh. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention. Hi, Lily. How can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly. Lily, did you get my message? Message, Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but... Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she was so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. I think she was a victim of abuse at some point in time. Definitely, kind of feels that way to me. Just like she's a little too apologetic. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind, so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what that could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How's it any responsibility at all? I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. Crazy. But, so, there are a lot of books in Braille here. So I have to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look less tense. Well, I think about a third or fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome. They weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I studied the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choices in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily and snuck in with us, and here. And that's what was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks, set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. Well, the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk either reading or stealthily sleeping. The back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of several beanbags. Oh yeah, it's her. It's the dark-haired girl from the class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. I definitely did not get a delinquent vibes from her. I'll be so for real. Intrigue floats her slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair till they meet her own eyes. For a second, I'm shocked, divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. Yeah, no good answer here, but like, you know, that's gonna be the name of the game here, huh? We create new save. Yeah. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember why I walked up to her for. I am new here, Hisao Nakai. We're in the same class. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I'm gonna be apologetic. Yeah, we did kind of just like walk up without like. We'll be the apologetic route initially. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's okay. Girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seems to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods, just a little. Oh, okay. I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind her book. Life of Pi. Never heard of it. So, sorry again for startling you. I'm Sal. She looks up from her book, stung a little before replying. No. We are in the same class. Her speech is stilted, and so quiet that it's barely audible, even in the library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hanako. I'm Hanako. I resist the urge to say, that's a nice name. Just have something to say. But really, it's the only thing I could think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other, and here I am being all bothered and fussed about that kind of thing. Don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll, just check these books if you don't mind. She nods a little and sighs a little sigh of relief. So I try to read the covers and introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes us. I still wandered her direction, and I sneak peeks of her flowing hair and the scars it's hiding. After a while, I realize what she's doing the same, only pretending to be immersed in life of P. No, I stealing glances. I'd like this one too. I do like this lady as well. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When her gaze finally meets, the chain reaction is unstoppable. She stands up forcefully from the beanbag and takes a deep breath. I gotta go do something. Without warning, Hanako takes up and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. I feel like chasing after her is not the right idea, buddy, but you know. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako by myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you see a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Long dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try and find her. Sure, I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right. I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing. I was just looking for some books, and then she got this fit and ran off. Most offending thing I could think of that I might have looked at her general direction a few times. Well, she is a very timid girl. I have to be very careful around her. She can be very jumpy, I think, and she's not accustomed to talking with other people. Kind of like you then, huh? You also seem very shy. Isn't that a bit strange? Bro, where do you think you are? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe it's just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel like a phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's an elephant, only if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. Makes me smile, and she blushes heavily. Did that sound stupid? No. It sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us have anything else to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope it's not too inconvenient for you. Oh, yeah. I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. Had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. Couldn't do much else. I see. When she doesn't say anything else, just checks out my books for me. I guess it's what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I trail my pockets for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? I turn around to see who was talking to me. It's Genji. He's being in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. Makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. You some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday. I don't think so. Would remember someone who I only met yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? Try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met and you are telling the truth and I just can't remember it, or you are a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes start around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to maniac in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. He points his finger in my face damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies! You think you can pass as Hisao because I'm legally blind? You are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there! Kenji comes closer one careful step at a time. Stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it really is you! Sighing again, and then once again, for good measure, I step backwards, just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good, I think. Is something wrong? I don't know. Just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you discount this one. Can't get a proper touch on some people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we have had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all that, but can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in. We're starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. Yeah, definitely not. You see, this is how it is. This world. There's no justice. You see, even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? Doesn't matter. Dismisses it flatly with a wave of the hand. So, what happened? What long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. What's my fault, really? I think. I'm not really used to all of this yet. A girl? A cute one? Cute? Hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face. Oh, she had a cute face. Scars are fine. I guess it could go either way. Oh, I guess I'll save. I guess I'll save, but I'm gonna call her cute. Absolutely calling her cute. Easiest option ever. She was cute. Yeah, cute, I guess. I know it! There are a lot of cute girls here. Strange to disappropriate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of the school. Tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yeah, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in the school is slightly, but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, the untrained eye doesn't appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that the school with such a huge full of women would be a man's dream, but no. What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going, but I don't think I'll be missing much but cutting out now. No, I am not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. Disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they'll have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers in the past. A buildup of the military has always been a clear sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They're so cunning, as expected, of women. Soon, the day will come when... Kenji's voice trails up ominously. That's why you can't trust them. They will string you along and then kill you. Just as they killed me, you'll end up just like me. Oh, you got broken up with. Damn, bro. Sorry to hear about that. Oh, hell no. Can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what does that mean? You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that? Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yeah, a vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it. I lost you way back there somewhere. So around feminist infiltration. Honestly, same. Too hard to follow? Well, it's cute. I got some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets? No puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay. Graphs are still cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. Something in your mind, dude? Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I am the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part. And that part is kind of important. There can't be only one, like in that foreign movie where there could only be one. In the end, there is only one dude left, because that was the point. Never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. Could also list the other dark and complex conspiracies that the school holds, as tangled as... quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal. I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. Doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial. It's a terrible thing. Later. He claps you on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly. It's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it as the ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. Yeah, same. That's a mood. Takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just laying there with my eyes closed. The school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. Just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more of a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. Open one eye, see the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Katawa Shoujo.